So I'm starting this video off with a warning. Please don't buy these kind of maples. It's a tiny little tree in a vastly oversized plastic pot. So a complete rip-off of £35. On the other hand, I bought this last year for £9 at a garden centre. So that's clearly better value for money. However, I also bought these last year, and these are from a dedicated Acer nursery for £16.50. So what this video will do is look back how they progressed over 12 months, examine them and let you make an informed decision of which one to buy. Hi there maple fans, and in this series of videos I'll be sharing what I do throughout an entire year on a monthly basis. Please note that these months are based on UK timings, but of course can easily be adapted to anywhere else in the world. So we have a lovely tree, Benny Mako, bought a year ago and done very well. Decided not to repot last year. I've got other videos on this, but the root system just wasn't ready, whereas they're going to be fine on this occasion. And next to it I've got the Benny Mako that I bought from a local garden centre. £9, euros, it's all roughly the same I suppose, but a good value for money plant. Different kettle of fish really. That's a grafted tree and this is not. So this exists on its own root system, which is fine, and there are several maples that will do very well on their own root system. There are very many that won't though. So you tend to find that the selection in supermarkets is a little bit limited because they have to be ones that are actually viable. So as you can see, these have been left for a little while, so a bit of leaf litter there. But you can see where the main stem meets and becomes root basically, whereas on the Benny Mako, it's rather different. So you've got two sections. You've got a tree at the bottom there, which is a rootstock. So it's a different tree entirely, Acer palmatum, which is a really good strong growing root system. And then into that, you can see very clearly on this one, it's a nice example where it's kind of been spliced into it. So the two trees are joined together, but you might notice that the bottom part is really rather more substantial than the top. And that's absolutely fine. And as the tree ages over many years, the two kind of join together so seamlessly that you can hardly detect that there's any difference. It's a bit more apparent on some trees where the bark is different on the two types of tree, but it's so low down, you kind of don't notice really. So here we have the cheaper tree. You can see it's got some roots there. It's not looking too bad. But when you move over to the other tree on the left, the one that's actually grown in a dedicated nursery and has a different rootstock, the roots are far more advanced. So it's interesting because the top of the trees, actually, you'd think this is the inferior tree really, because it's not so developed. But really, when you select a maple, I know it sounds crazy, but you really want to select the best root system you can because that will drive the future of the tree. It's very common actually to people to go into a supermarket, see a bit of a bargain and think they've got an absolutely wonderful deal, but unfortunately they tend to overfeed the tree, so the top part is really substantial but the root system isn't great, and the danger is there, it'll sort of just fall over and not work very well. As soon as you get a bit of, I don't know, warm weather, windy weather, and it's quite drying, the roots aren't good enough to kind of keep the top half going, so it's kind of top heavy in a way, and that's not very desirable. So am I going to repot this? I mean, I could actually just leave it another year. I mean, I really could. Where this one, I could also leave another year, believe it or not. Some people think, no, that's going to be repotted. It would be fine. It would just get a few more roots as well. But it's good enough to pot up there. And as you can see, just a really modest increase in pot size is the way to go with these trees. It really is. If you put them ones too big, as I've said many times before, you will have enormous problems with it. And just to say, if you'd like to come with me on my Acer journey, please do like and subscribe to my little channel. It really helps. I've also recently set up a Patreon site, so that's a great way of supporting me too, and help out with some of the costs of my excursions really. There's also the offer of some personal help, if you'd like it, either in a group format or on a one-to-one basis. So a little bit of landscape fabric at the bottom of there is what I use, works perfectly well for the water to drain through, but it will hold on to the water a bit better than broken pots to sort of let it soak into the compost a bit better. And as you can see there, just offering it up, it's not going to be too big, it does fit okay, and I'm not going to have to kind of massively disturb those roots or sort of pull them or squash them or anything like that. So that's a good sized pot to use at this point in time. So for those who haven't come across this before, the reason grafted trees are used is that some of the cultivars are very old. They're 300 years old in the case of Okushima, which I have. And the root system kind of hasn't evolved over time because they're genetic copies of the one that was found 300 years ago. Where having a different root system means it's more disease resistant, It's going to be a strong grower. It's a bit like having wolf legs on a pedigree dog, if that makes weird sense. So you get the benefit of the cultivar at the top of the tree, which has been selected for its wonderful leaves or leaf shape or colour or whatever, combined with a really sturdy root system that's going to do very, very well indeed. But that's not to say that the supermarket varieties that you might buy or garden centres are bad. They can be really, really viable. But as we'll see in a minute, there is a difference in a sense that you are getting what you pay for at the end of the day. Totally your choice. I have both. And it's just a matter of deciding which is right for you, to be honest. So I have to confess, for those that have watched the channel over the years, I've kind of changed my view on this. I used to slip pot these trees, where you sort of put the plant pot, the plastic pot, into the ceramic pot it's going in, and pack the compost around it, and then slip the tree inside it. Fine to do that. My problem is that to be able to do that, I'm using a bigger pot, and especially with these little ones, I don't really want to do that. Bizarrely, I've really learned that the smaller the potting size increase you use, the faster the trees grow and the better they do. They're just more successful, really. So this is kind of a slightly modified method, but it works very well for me. I am actually packing it down quite well there, because what you don't want when they're kind of immature and they're in a new pot is the wind might sort of catch them and they sort of wobble around and become a bit loose. So I find that sort of packing it down fairly firmly just helps prevent that a little bit. If the tree's any larger than this, you can certainly stake it up a bit, which is absolutely fine if you wanted to. But I find if I put it in a sheltered location, it works perfectly well. So just adding the bark mulch on top, great for weed prevention, keeps the moisture in. Just don't pile it up against the stem in the middle, because it can rot the stem, but otherwise that's a really good idea. Really pleased I didn't pot this last year. Well worth waiting, and it's just fascinating that as much as we want to get them into a nice ceramic pot or whatever, the tree was really happy over the winter. It did really well. It did not have an issue with it at all. I really would always examine the roots and let the plant decide whether it wants to be repotted or not. That's absolutely key. This little fella here, I'm basically I found a pot that is kind of the same size as what it was already in, pretty much. As best I can. So repotting doesn't mean a bigger pot, it could just mean the same size ceramic one. And yeah, I'm being a bit naughty here. I'm giving a little squidge at the bottom just so it fits a bit better. What I don't want to do is add much more compost at all to this. I want it to really sort of capitalise on that. So you might ask, well, why do I even want to repot it? Well, because I just think it's a bit better in a ceramic pot on balance. If it was any less developed, I really would have left it completely. But the pot itself has got a bit more weight to it. It will actually draw some moisture off, as you can see, because it's porous. So, during the sort of watering season, etc., that can be somewhat helpful. It also means that evaporation will help that pot stay cool, where the plastic ones won't quite as much. But yeah, I think on this occasion, as near as damn it the pot size that it came in was the right way to go, really. Really super important to allow that inch or that 2.5 centimetres on top of your pots. The mulch is fine, but you want to be able to flood it with water. So I always let them dry out just a bit and then flood them with water to make sure the compost is completely saturated. That really encourages those roots to grow into the extra compost, or fill what's already there, really. Make them a bit thirsty and they'll go and grow some more roots to find it, to be honest. The question comes, which is the right thing to do? If you really try hard enough, both these trees will fall over. If you just stop watering them, if they get damaged badly, etc., that's going to be a major problem. It really just is the fact that you're maximising your chance of success with the tree on the left here from the proper Acer nursery, should we say, because that root system's just sturdier. It's a bit like having a stronger car or something like that. It would do better in an accident, but you're kind of better not to have an accident in the first place, to be honest, obviously. The one on the right end of the hand, yes, it's cheaper, but it's kind of going to need another year to even catch up with this tree. And again, I'm not going on the top growth, I'm just looking at the root system, because if the root system is really established and doing really well, I promise you these trees will absolutely take off. And in later videos I've got plenty of examples coming where they've sat in a pot, they've not done too much last year. This year the trees, having got their roots down, having got established, have done extremely well. Just noting here as well, as you can probably hear actually, the water's running straight through that compost. Why? Because it's damp already. What you'll find is when you repot things is the compost that you're using may be incredibly dry, and it's going to need a double watering, fill it up big time, let it run through slowly, and then water again, just to make sure that compost that's new is well sort of saturated. So this tiny little fella here, I think he was about a $5 or something like that. Another great example of a really cheap tree. They're its own roots, which is absolutely fine. And you might look at that and think, oh my gosh, this needs putting in a much bigger pot. It's growing through the bottom holes. Oh dear. You cannot say that. It's got to be, a matter of extracting it in this way, which is awkward one-handed, by the way, but I'm doing my best. And then we can see, and yep, it's okay. But just because it's got lots of holes in the bottom of the pot and it grew through, I mean, you can see the other side, it's not that developed really. So it's okay. It's got not a bad little root system going there. But that's not telling me to put it into a great big pot. It really, really isn't. In fact, it was really quite happy in the pot it was in, to be honest. But again, because I want to put it in a ceramic pot, what I'll do is a little trick here, because I haven't really got one small enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use sort of the bottom part of this pot, to be honest with you. Same system, a bit of landscape fabric in the bottom, and then we can pop the tree in, give it look at it for size, and then put a little bit of compost in and sort of put some compost around it. So it's just a way of sort of minimising the compost volume and not having to use even the whole of this pot, so to speak, really. A little bit in the base there is absolutely fine, but the idea is we don't want it to get wet and those poor little roots to get rotten. So in this instance, just minimising how much compost is in the pot in that way. I've got probably 2 inches at the top there rather than the usual 1. That's going to decrease the compost volume. And yes, it will retain water, but it's not going to be too much. And again, the porous pot's going to drain a bit away if it's excessive. Drainage hole at the bottom must be available to drain freely. That's absolutely fine. And that's going to mean that the tree's got the best chance of success over the summer months, really. So just offering this up here, you can see where the sort of top of part of the tree, because some of the compost has come away for whatever reason, it's the way it was from the nursery really, it's going to work quite well. So you can always have a sort of measure up and that look at those roots really. And as you can see, quite a lot on top of this tree, but modest increase in pot size. Yes, again, definitely the order of the day, and hopefully that's going to do really, really well. So just a reminder, I've fed these at the end of March, so there's feed aplenty. Great time to repot now as well, because you are actually adding feed to the trees in effect, because that compost that you're adding has got feed in it. So that's going to sort of dissipate over the next 2, 3, 4 months and not sort of overfeed the trees into the winter months, which can cause dieback. So just moving on now quickly to this ornatum, which wasn't my usual Acer supplier, to be honest with you. Looks very nice, lovely little tree. But to be honest, if you have a look at that root system, not as good as some of the places I've used. A lot of compost, not many roots really, particularly for a tree of that size. So this one's going to get popped back in the pot, and we'll revisit that next year, believe it or not. I mean, why not? If it's happy, why mess with it, to be honest? So do like and subscribe, that's very, very kind of you. And also link my videos into any social media that you use, because that's great to spread the word, I guess, really. But I suppose the message of this video is, by all means, if you see some bargains, buy them. But just treat them all on a one-to-one basis, really. They probably, if they're bought from a supermarket or a cheaper garden centre, they're going to need a little bit more TLC. But once they get established, once they get going, they can do incredibly well, to be honest with you.